ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا
Good evening. Today is Wednesday, December 4, 2024. I'm Suleiman Talash and you are watching RTA News. During his visit to Turkey, Nuruddin Azizi, the Minister of Industry and Commerce, engaged with the chairman and members of the Leadership Council, which is composed of Afghan businessmen and investors based there. The ministry highlighted that Mr. Azizi articulated the economic investment opportunities available in Afghanistan, underlining the significance of improving security and combating corruption. He urged Afghan businessmen and investors to consider returning to Afghanistan to contribute to its economic growth and development. During their visit to Turkmenistan, the General Executive Director of the Afghanistan Electricity Company and his delegation met with Dordi Ilyasov, the General Executive Director of the Turkmen Electricity Company and the Director of the TOP project. The focus was on finalizing the power purchase agreement for 2025 and discussing the TOP project. Experts believe that if Turkmenistan moves forward with TOP, Afghanistan will gain significant financial benefits. More in the report. During their visit to Turkmenistan, Dr. Abdul Bari Omar, the General Executive Director of the Afghanistan Electricity Company, and the accompanying delegation discussed the electricity purchase and TOP project with Turkmen officials for 2025.
The
purpose of this visit is for the Afghanistan Electricity Company to renew the electricity generation contract for 2024 and also hold comprehensive talks on the TOP project. There are also comprehensive talks between the two countries for further cooperation on electricity generation.
Experts in the electricity and energy sector say that Turkmenistan's electricity is the cheapest electricity in the region, which Afghanistan is currently purchasing, and extending the agreement is in Afghanistan's interest.
The TAP project is supposed to pass through Afghanistan to Pakistan, so it is important to reach an understanding for this. Since the TAP project, like the CASA 1000 project, is a transit project, it can be said that Afghanistan or Afghan Electricity Company will earn good income every year.
It's worth mentioning that the leadership of the Afghanistan Electricity Company is also accompanied by representatives of the Ministries of Foreign Affairs and Finance on this trip to Turkmenistan. And the Afghanistan Electricity Company hopes that this trip will ensure electricity services for its customers. A delegation led by Maulavi Nurul Haq Haqqani, head of the monitoring and evaluation team of the Ministry of Mothers and Disabled Affairs, visited Nuristan province to assess the Department of Mothers and Disabled Affairs. They focused on the progress of plans, verification and biometrics of widows, orphans and disabled individuals, as well as cash assistance distribution and settlement processes. The delegation aims to identify issues and provide recommendations for improvement. After evaluating Nuristan, the team will conduct a comprehensive assessment in Kunar province. The Ministry of Development and Rural Rehabilitation has announced the completion of 120 projects worth 426 million Afghanis by this ministry. According to the ministry's spokesperson, these projects include small dams, road construction in villages, and water supply projects that have been implemented in 142 districts. Let's see more in the report. The spokesperson for the Ministry of Development and Rural Rehabilitation says that 120 projects worth 426 million Afghanis have been completed in 142 districts of 33 provinces this year. The ministry's spokesperson adds that work on 22 projects will be completed in the near future, and work on over 230 other projects, other water supply projects, is underway.
Currently, 120 of these check dams have been constructed and being used by our countrymen. and 23 more are under construction, which will be completed and put into use shortly.
According to the ministry spokesperson, hundreds of kilometers of rural roads have been constructed in a number of districts of the country's provinces, and road construction is underway in some of these districts.
Currently, about 350 projects are being implemented by the Ministry of Rural Rehabilitation and Development in the field of clean water supply and rural road construction in about 34 provinces of the country.
A number of rural residents have expressed their satisfaction with the implementation of these projects and consider them beneficial in terms of agricultural growth and access to safe drinking water.
Indeed, the Rural Development Department has done a good work in Khost. It has started work in places that are requested and needed by countrymen, such as culverts, water networks, and institutions that carry out work in Khost province. These works are being carried out under the supervision of the Ministry of Rural Department. We thank the Ministry of Rural Development for their efforts in rural areas, including water supply networks, schools, and clinics. A raging river flows through Panjshir, but most of the gardens and mountain slopes are without water. If 2 canals are built on both sides of the Panjshir River, the problems of the people of Panjshir will be solved.
The spokesperson for the Ministry of Development and Rural Rehabilitation says to reduce the water shortage crisis, better manage water, and prevent water waste in villages, the ministry has good plans in place for the coming year. The Land Grabbing Prevention Committee meeting was held at the provincial headquarters led by Kabul Governor Mullah Aminullah Obaid. Participants included local officials and Maulavi Muhammad Mazloom, the Director General of Land Affairs. The Kabul Province Land Grabbing Prevention Committee presented a report on their activities and discussed challenges seeking solutions. Kabul Governor Mr. Obaid praised their efforts, offered recommendations, and encouraged them to expedite their work, assuring them that existing issues would be resolved. 200 members of the Public Security Police Directorate of the Ministry of Interior Affairs graduated from training programs in ideology, system, police operation, and weapons techniques. The ministry emphasized to graduates that the importance of fulfilling their duties effectively and treating the public with respect. The Ghazni Information and Culture Department has reported an increase in foreign tourists visiting this province. According to the department, the majority of these tourists come from various countries including Italy, Germany, Pakistan, the United States, Belgium, Russia, India, Austria, Iran, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkey, Kenya, the Netherlands, England, Brazil, Mexico, Hungary, Spain, and Australia. These tourists have traveled to the province to explore its historical sites and attractions. The Ministry of Economy has announced the food aid will be distributed to over 2,500 families in Ghor province. The assistance was provided by the World Food Programme and is being distributed under the supervision of the Provincial Department of Economy to those in need in the Lalsar Jangal district. The Logar Traffic Management Department has reported collecting nearly 10 million Afghanis in revenue over the past 8 months of this year. According to the department, this revenue was generated through the distribution and renewal of traffic permits and driving licenses. A spokesperson for the Logar Traffic Management Department also mentioned that the installation of the traffic signs on highways in Logar is now 70% completed. And the final one is that 12 individuals were arrested in connection with the trafficking, consumption, and transportation of illegal narcotics in Herat province. Officials from the Ministry of Interior's Deputy Minister for Counter Narcotics, reported that the anti-narcotics units conducted a series of operations leading to the arrest of these suspects. Additionally, a substantial cache of hashish, methamphetamine, and drug tablets were seized from the individuals. That's all for tonight. Thank you so much for being with us. Have a good night.
ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا